Today, as I do this, it may very well be the most propitious day of the year. It is Shushan Purim. That's the 15th of Adar. And the day of the celebration of Purim in the walled cities. What are the walled cities? The walled cities are the Zaddikim. They're walled off, you see. In a certain sense, anybody could be a Hasid. But to be removed a little bit is to be a Zaddik. And you know, Purim, it's brought down as the celebration of the oral Torah and the acceptance of the oral Torah by the people in general. I didn't know this, you know, and you have to go pretty deep to find this. So it's the acceptance of both aspects of Torah. They also bring it down that's why there's a big meal on Purim, because it's like the acceptance of the Torah on Shavuos. But quite frankly, the original Torah, the original celebration of Purim was on Pesach. So it's really the Pesach meal. And so in a certain sense, this Pesach meal is a celebration of the oral Torah before the leaving of Egypt and the coming out of the womb. The celebration of Passover, of Pesach, is actually the coming out of the womb. So it's other words, it's the oral Torah that's taught to you within the womb. The oral Torah is given on Pesach. And then the written Torah is given 50 days later on Shavuos. And they're both a meal. But one is from the mother. And how do we know this is from the mother? Because years later, and now, we celebrate that Passover meal on Pesach, on Purim. And this Purim comes from the book of Esther. Esther, the highest holiday in the Jewish religion, is named after the mother or the woman, Esther. This is a great find by me. Esther. It's a celebration of the acceptance of the oral Torah during Purim. And it's beyond da'as, because women are not supposed to have da'as. And that's why they don't study the oral Torah. Women are the oral Torah. And this is Malkus. And that's why Esther is Keta Malkus. And this find of mine and this square, this walled city, this square, is like a womb. And so in a certain sense, you have to find the woman within you. You have to find the Esther. You have to find your own Hava within you. Because Adam was born with Hava within him. There's more to it than this for me today, because remember, we're in this throes of the coronavirus. And in Hebrew, virus corona. And remember, I did in the previous video that the gematria of Esther is 661. That's my symbol, by the way. My symbol of a aleph inside a samach, inside a final mem, inside the walled city. And that's 661. That's also 101, which is the angel Michael, and which is the din of Moshe, din of the letters Moshe. Mem is 40, Shin is 60, and Aleph and Hey is 1. The din letters, 101. So the din of 101 relates to these letters of Aleph, Shin, Mem. Anyway, 661 is also the gematria of virus corona, when it comes out to be 649 plus 11 letters plus 1 for all is 661. So the Kamiya and the Segula of virus corona is actually the word Esther. But this acceptance of the oral Torah, and the woman is the oral Torah, and the time spent in the womb, is a very deep issue for me, because I'm going to be explicating what I call the religion of Adam in Gan Eden. And this all comes down to that. Because this is before the giving of the written Torah, obviously. And so what is the Jew? Is the Jew specifically, well, it's both the written Torah and the oral Torah. But the oral Torah preceded it. And the time in the womb preceded it. And for me, that's Gan Eden. That was Gan Eden. I never got out. I never left. So let me review here, because again, this is all spontaneous, and I said a few things here that I didn't think of before I turned on the video. And that's why I'm a little long-winded, because this is all extemporaneous. This isn't platformed. This is jazz. Today is a most propitious day. And you'll be watching this past Shushan Purim and the day of the walled city. But it's a starting off point for me, for now. And we see what goes from here.